Um, my name is Christina, and this is my first vlog or vlog, or I hear everyone calls them something different. But I wanted to start one today because they've been helpful for me, and a little background on me. So I'm 29 and I have two little kids. I have a 3-year-old boy, and my daughter's going to be 1 at the end of the month. And I have an awesome husband, and he's actually the reason I got into everything we're about to talk about, because 6 years ago when we met, he was very much into working out and fitness, and he inspired that in me. And so I've run numerous half marathons, and I did CrossFit for a couple of years, and have now gotten into bodybuilding and love doing that and pushing myself. And I did one powerlifting competition back in April, and that was a lot of fun. But I'm really enjoying the bodybuilding aspect of things and seeing how I can push myself and like literally build my body. And so that's why I'm starting this, because I am about 17 weeks out from my first show. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do an NPC show or WBFF. They both federations actually have one here in the area the same weekend in October. And so it's nice because I can kind of prep for both from here on out. And then I'm hoping that closer to the time, depending on how my physique is and how much money I want to spend on the shows, considering one needs like a dress and higher registration and all of that. We'll see. So, the other reason I wanted to do this was that I have checked out a lot of other videos from especially Laurin Conlin. She's been really helpful for me because I just had my second breast augmentation. I had a revision done to my previous implants. I am 4 days post-op today. I had it done on Wednesday, and I went from having 325cc implants, silicone gel under the muscle. I got those done when I was 20, and I didn't research the surgeon very well. I didn't go to any of my follow-up appointments. I was like the worst patient in the world, but I'm really lucky because I heal really easily. And so it wasn't a bad job, but I never really liked them. And then after having 2 children and breastfeeding 2 children, things change. And so, and then I also have recently lost, all the baby weight from our second baby, and then an additional 10 pounds. So I'm actually 10 pounds lower than I was when I got pregnant with Cora. And using Renaissance periodization, which I'll put a link in there for that because they are amazing. So, things changed, and I've been bugging my husband about it for a while, about how they just weren't quite what I wanted them to be. And so we were finally at the place where, we could do it. And we visited a couple of doctors in the area and found a good one. And so, yeah, here we are. What helped me a lot with Laurin's videos was that she did about now, like 4 or 5 days post-op. And then she did about this every time she went to another appointment, she did another series. And even though I've had an augmentation before, that still helped me with my second one. And I feel like for women who are curious about that kind of stuff, it helps to have that information out there. And for me, I have 2 little kids to take care of, and my husband actually just went out of town this morning, and he'll be gone for a couple days, so that should be interesting. But luckily I have family to help out. But so I had a lot of questions, and I went a lot bigger I went from 325 cc's to 575 cc's. So, different story as far as that's concerned, because they're a lot bigger than the old ones. So what I wanted to talk about today basically was just how my recovery has been up until this point. So the first day I had to go in, and we had to be there at 6:30 in the morning. So my mom had to be here at the house with the kids at like 5:45. So bless her for driving up here and hanging out with my kids after she had a long day the day before. And so I really appreciated that. So, kiss the kids goodnight. I get really anxious about anesthesia, so I was a blubbering mess. But luckily, the anesthesiologist told me that I could take a Valium before, and so I took one before we left, which helped me not like bawl my eyes out when we got there. Because as soon as we walked in, so my surgeon had everything in his office. You don't have to go to like a separate surgery center or a hospital, and so we got there, and the nurse let us into this tiny little room, and my husband thought he'd be able to hang out, and they were like, oh no, we're going to take her back now, and so bye. And so that kind of was a blessing, because I didn't have time to like freak out, and so I just gave him a kiss and said like, see you later, I'll have bigger boobs the next time I see you. And so he left and went to work. And they took me back, and it was just me and the nurse. We were the only ones there, and she was really sweet. And so she gave me my IV, and luckily I have crazy good veins, but they roll around. And so she gave me my IV with the terribly cold fluids. And then, we talked for a while because I forgot to take my nose ring out. And I don't know if you've ever had a hoop, but it's a bitch to get in and out. And so luckily the anesthesiologist said he would take care of it once he knocked me out. And so that was nice. So she got me ready. I played on my phone for like 20 minutes. And then the surgeon came in, and we talked again about my goals and what I wanted. And so what I told him was that I wanted bigger boobs. I wanted to be like full through here, like the side boob kind of thing. I have a wider chest, and so I'm not really going to get cleavage, but I wanted the wider look and more fullness up top, because that's what I had lost after the kids. And so I told him, I was like, I want my boobs to be big enough to where they look natural, but people go, I wonder if she has fake boobs. And I didn't want them to be intimidatingly large, is what I told him. Because he was like, let's go 650, and you could be like a double D. And I'm like, that sounds crazy. And my main reason for that is because I do like to run, and I don't want to have to wear like 17 thick sports bras if I want to run another half marathon. So right now I'm happy with what he did. So, but back to the story. So he comes in, he's marking me up like crazy, and all of that kind of stuff, and asked me questions. And I was talking to him about if he feels like Dr. Frankenstein, because after my surgery, he was going to be doing a facelift, and like the next day, he was doing like a full body lift. And I was like, that's got to be bizarre, like just cutting people up and putting them together and shoving things in people. So with my first surgery, they did the under the crease incision. And with this surgery, the surgeon likes to use I have no idea what it's called, but basically right beneath your nipple, they make a little like a line, and then a U, and then a line. And I guess it's supposed to scar really well. Like you basically don't see it at all. And so he drew those. They opened up my pocket from my previous surgery. They made the pocket bigger because the surgeon before, it seemed like what he was trying to do was to give me cleavage, but my chest is just too wide for that. Some people, you're just not going to get that. And so Dr. Newman actually went in and opened the breast pocket to go like into my armpit kind of, so that I can get that side boob look. So he did all that. And then the anesthesiologist came in, and I talked to him, and he was really nice. And he was like, we talked about the nose ring thing. And so, I have my IV, and I haven't been able to drink water since the night before, so I didn't have to pee or anything. They kept asking me if I had to pee, and I was like, no, you won't let me drink water. So they unhooked my thing, and what was nice, I wore my favorite Lulu Wonder Unders, and I thought I was going to have to take them off, and they let me wear my comfy pants during surgery, and I have special hospital socks that I wore for my shoulder repair and when I gave birth to both children, so I had my special hospital socks on. And they let me keep all that on, and so I thought that was cool. I only had to get undressed from the top up. And so he grabs my IV bag, and we're walking in there, and I see the table. And so the worst part about this, the part I was most afraid of is that when you get a breast augmentation, so you lay down on this table, and they strap, it's gonna be hard, but a little tight. They strap your arms to the table like this, like you're on cross. And that's a little intimidating, and like, because you're like super vulnerable, like sitting there, like take me. So what was funny was the second we walk in, before I had even crawled up on the little step stool to get onto the table, the anesthesiologist was holding my IV bag, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna give you something to relax you, and then you're gonna go to sleep, and then I'll take care of your nose ring for you. And so I was like, oh, okay. And before I finished, okay, he shoved something into it, and I was like, what? And so by the time I laid down, end of story. I don't remember anything else. I didn't, I don't know if you've ever had anesthesia, but normally they do the, okay, now count backwards from 10, and you're like, 10, and you're done. I didn't even do that. I was done. So whatever he gave me worked really well. So I was out, and then they moved me. I guess the surgery took like an hour and a half, and they tried different sizes. They had ordered between 500 and 650 in the gel implants, and he wound up at 575, which at my consult was what he thought he was going to do. A note, so I guess when they do revisions, it's kind of normal for doctors to double your implant size. And so something to keep in mind. I don't know why. Maybe because your skin's already been stretched, and they know that most women will be disappointed if they don't go way bigger. But that was something Dr. Newman had said, was that generally when they do a revision, they're going to double it. And so since I had 325, he was like anticipating maybe going to 650, which would have been really big. Like, they don't even make implants bigger than 800. So 650 would have been huge. And I didn't want that, gigantic, crazy look, I want to have nice boobs, but I don't want to look nuts. And so I'm happy right now with the size that he did. So I got out of recovery. I'm all wrapped up and, all that kind of stuff. And I was just laying there, and I remember I kind of just, opened one eye, and I was looking around, and they were just like, oh, you're awake. And they kept telling me, you're the easiest patient ever. So I don't know what I did or what I didn't do or what it was, but they were just like, you couldn't have been an easier surgery, easiest patient. I just woke right up, and I was just like, can I eat? That was my first, I'm hungry. And then and then I wanted to know where my husband was. And so he came in, and I guess he had wanted to come back right away, and they wouldn't let him, and he was unhappy about that, and I was unhappy about that, because I was like, where is he? They're like, well, he can't come back in this room. And they're like, just, this is your opportunity to have a break. You're a mom, you can have some quiet time. And I'm like, no, I want my husband. We're one of those weird couples who, we were BFFs. I want him all the time. And so they finally let him back, and they put me in a wheelchair and led me out to his car. And then for some reason, all I wanted was Jamba Juice. And I don't waste calories on smoothies generally. It's a lot of carbs, and so I don't normally get that, but there's one right by our house, and for some reason I was like, oh, I have to have Jamba Juice right now. So, and Starbucks. And so we went and got, they have a Kale Ribian Breeze, which is actually really good. And vitamin C is supposed to be good for healing. But of course, because I'm crazy, I looked up the macros on MyFitnessPal and was kind of bummed on 88 grams of carbs. But surgery is a catabolic event and rough on your body, so I knew they'd go to good use. So I got my smoothie, and then Vic took me over to Starbucks, and I got a caramel macchiato too. And so we came home, and I mean, I was feeling pretty good. My surgeon he doesn't use local anesthesia at all while he's, or not anesthesia, but local like painkillers within the surgery, because he said it causes like weird inflammation. And but my anesthesiologist said he hooked it up and gave me a lot through my IV. So I wasn't really in pain, it's just weird and tight. They tell you it's going to feel like there's an elephant sitting on your chest, but I mean, I don't really think it felt like that. It just feels, you're wrapped and you don't want to move, like that's just, think of sitting like this all day. That's what it's like. So, got home and I sat up and talked to my mom and said hi to the kids and stuff like that. And then I'm pretty sure I just went to bed and like slept for a long time. And then the next day my mom came up to help me with the kids because Vic had to go back to work. And I mean, I probably did more than I'm supposed to, but like we hung out that day at the house, and my pre-op or my post-op appointment was at 11:15 that morning. And so we went to my appointment, and then I want to say we ran errands. I like went to like Sam's Club or something. And I mean, they gave me Valium. They said to take Valium and Tylenol because Valium is a muscle relaxer. And so my boobs right now are literally the top of the implants are right here, which is retarded. And it's because my muscles are like they're pissed. And so the Valium is supposed to get your muscles to relax and drop. And so he gave me Vicodin too, but I haven't really been taking that. Vicodin doesn't do anything for me, but Valium does. And so Valium and Tylenol has pretty much been doing the trick. I was supposed to limit supplements going into surgery, but post-surgery, I'm back to drinking my natural calm. I'm hoping that helps with the muscle relaxation. And I'm drinking a ton of water. So my favorite water bottle is 25 ounces. And so in the mornings, I do a bottle of water with a scoop of BCAAs. And so that helps. And then when I finish that bottle of water, I have another bottle with a scoop of my like powdered multivitamin and like green supplement. And then I'll drink like a normal bottle. And then like towards night, I have another full bottle with a scoop of my natural calm. And been eating pretty normal through all of it. I bloated up like crazy. I gained, I weighed myself the next morning. So I weighed myself the morning of my surgery and I was 140.1. I weighed myself the next day and I was like 144. And my mom and I went to Pat and Oscar's and ate really salty breadsticks. And then the next day, I went up like to almost 147. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I was not eating like my calories were normal, my macros were not. But I'm not trying to track, because you got to recover during surgery and I'm just trying to enjoy myself. But I still was not stoked on, like, I looked like 5 months pregnant. And I know it's just the water retention and weird carbs and anesthesia and TMI, but started my period the day after surgery. So like shitstorm of problems for bloating. And so that's why it's important to drink all that water. And so I've been trying to stay on top of that. And like I said, today is day 4. And I think I'm back down to like 141. So that's like my normal comfy place. I sit between like 139 and like 142. And so I did go to the gym with my mom Friday. And I just walked. And my doctor cleared that. He said unlimited walking. And he literally was like, miles. I want you to walk miles. And so I'm not supposed to wear a bra, but I've been wearing like half the time a very loose sports bra. And my first doctor was like, wear bras all the time, never without a bra, wear a bra. This doctor, no bras. I'm only supposed to wear a tank top. Um, and so, but sometimes they need a little support. And so when we went to the gym, I wore a sports bra and I walked at like 2 miles per hour for half an hour. It was really boring, but it felt nice to move. And the whole idea with why they want you to do that is gravity helps them fall. So I will keep that up. I'm a Fitbit monster. I win all of my challenges, and it's killing me inside that I can't move. So, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. I woke up this morning. I was able to roll onto my side last night. That was very exciting. I'm a side sleeper, so laying on my back has been terrible. But I realized I kind of like half rolled onto my side, and my left implant is super super high and like into the side, and so I kind of purposely like rolled that way, hoping that maybe it'll encourage it to kind of fall down. But yeah, so Vic flew out of town this morning, so I might have to do a little bit more than I'm supposed to, but like the dogs are taken care of and they're fine. Luckily, Cora weighs like next to nothing, and we set up my life so that I don't have to pick anything up really. And we trained our 3-year-old. I've been training him for like the last 2 weeks how to climb into his car seat and stuff without me. And so he can do all of that himself. He can carry stuff to the car for me. He can, like, he's awesome. He's like the best 3-year-old ever until he throws a tantrum and then he's miserable. But so yeah, we're going to a barbecue at my mom's house today for Father's Day, and that'll be nice because I'll have like 1 million people to help take care of the kids, and they offered for me to spend the night, but I've got the dogs, and so what's nice is I'm not taking any more pain medication except for Tylenol as needed, and so I can drive, and I'll just be really careful. I'll be that slow lady because I'm not going to be like whipping around or anything. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm 17 weeks out from mid-October, which is when I'm hoping to compete. Just to clarify, I did not get my boobs done to compete or anything. A lot of girls that compete do have them, but it was just time for me after 2 kids. We're probably not going to have another. I have worked really hard to get my body to where it is right now, and I love it, and it was like the final tweak, and you can't bench or do chest flies to make your actual boobs bigger. So I did the work I could, and Dr. Newman did the rest. So here we are. I am hoping to do these fairly regularly because I am going to kind of start documenting, just I'm a new stay-at-home mom. I'm like 6 months into it. I got out of the Navy back in September, so this is all new. And just, our routine and trying to prep with kids. And I'm also a full-time grad student, getting my degree in my master's in sports and health sciences, and hopefully my PhD after that in physical therapy, I'm thinking. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. If anybody has any questions, totally just shoot me a message or something like that. I'm over on Instagram too. It's at Nina Renee. And I'll add that on here. And yeah, so that's that. I hope you guys have a great Father's Day, and see you later.